lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They come out here in the I. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And Brate, the tight end's got it. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line.
There's so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up.
But his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Carolina getting set to take the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Stewart is the lone setback. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
This drive is turning to an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They'll try and run it. Here's Stewart. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player. And when an offense is doing a nice job selling the play-action pass, a lot of responsibility shifts to the linebackers. They're the ones that have to determine run or pass and get to the proper places on the field. So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position now more than ever is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
To throw is Newton. Being chased out left. And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. Cam Newton with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Panthers add on to their lead. And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect. And this remains a 13-0 game. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. On the return now, it's Josh Huff. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
They run again on first down. Martin. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain? I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered, and he was able to get a hand in and knock it away.
On third down, Winston. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The tight end, Cameron Brate, was the target, and it's 4th down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And my goodness, another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Very tough spot here for the offense to start. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them. Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Steps away. He may try and run for this. And some space here. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. A big pickup there on the scramble. 56 yards. And with that, it's 2-minute warning time here. The NFL on EA Sports. On first down, it's Newton. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So out come the Bucs now. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
And he'll cut it, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Doug Martin, 60 yards. And the Bucs get the quick strike touchdown. And he puts it through. After the touchdown, Aguayo now ready for the kickoff. This fielded at the 2. Taking it right down Broadway. The 30. Touchdown, Carolina. Their dangerous wide receiver, 98 yards. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. Such an electric play, so much fun to watch, and you need all 11 guys in sync for that to be successful, don't you?
Without a doubt. That's teamwork, to be able to put it all together. But that play is really probably the most exciting 10 seconds in football.
This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now the Buccaneers offense gets set to head back onto the field. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. There goes Doug Martin. Past the 20. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Doug Martin with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Bucs get the quick strike touchdown. And it's good. The deficit 6, 20-14. After the touchdown, Aguayo now ready for the kickoff. This fielded at the 2. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play. Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them.
And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. They are going to go for it. It's Newton. They'll roll him out right. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They come out here in the eye. Winston now after the fumble recovery. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Vincent Jackson as the first half is winding down. And the Bucs are just an extra point away from grabbing the lead now. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Sliding out of the pocket. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. Looking for Ginn, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And his guys have got it back in the closing stages of the first half. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters. Well, we're going to let you off a little easy there, LR. Halftime interrupted, and we are ready to get to this 3rd quarter. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the 3rd quarter. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game. We'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now it's Newton.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their third of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they've missed a golden opportunity.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. So the hard count gets them there, neutral zone infraction.
Yeah, the defense thought they had the timing down, but the quarterback hit them with a hard count, got them to jump.
A shotgun snap for Newton. Dancing to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive line.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Robert Ayers in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Here's Newton. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to got a man. It's caught inside the 10. A big play there for Carolina. 42 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like...
He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Corey Brown, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Panthers have taken the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They're going to hurry back to the line now. Evans is alone to his right. Winston going up top. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy under.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. NFL teams last year a little under 50% on 4th down conversions. This is a bit tougher. 4th and 4. They come out here in the eye. They're indeed going. It's Winston. He's going to take another shot here. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans, 63 yards. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And that will tie our game here in the 3rd quarter. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offense.
And look at this. Cam Newton Newton intercepted a third time. Picked up by Brad McDougal. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out. Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Jameis to throw it. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Trey Boston. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And the offense moving quickly to the line. On second down, here's Newton. Steps away to his left. And now he'll let this one go deep, back over the middle. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Brad McDougal. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And give him now 4 interceptions in this game. That's only the 3rd time this has been done since the year 2000.
I think that tells you how much better teams have gotten at throwing the football. Because if you go all the way back to 1960, 12 times before that, there have been guys who've gotten 4 interceptions or more in a game. I mean, most recently, since 2000, Delta O'Neal and D'Angelo Hall.
Second down, Winston. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Going for the deep ball. Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Dante Dye, 77 yards. And the Bucs are going to take the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Carolina getting set to take the field. They start on the ground. This is Stewart on first. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Another run for Stewart. He's been busy, and he'll be tackled at about the 35. A good run as he works his way for 9 that time, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and just a few inches. Jonathan Stewart, his 20th carry, and he will have a first down here at about the 40. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Newton to throw. And my goodness, another interception. They find some open field here.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. Following the interception, Winston. His throw incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it's 2nd down.
How many times when we see an incomplete pass, we just look at the receiver and say, should have caught that one. That was a drop, and we just put it on the offense. How about a little credit for the defense there? They just forced an incompletion.
Yeah, especially after starting in a tough spot defensively, but a good start there on first down.
That'll give him a little extra.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Trey Boston. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked off that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
And, oh, he kicked it out of bounds. That's a big penalty.
And this is where the rest of the team turns and stares at the kicker and says, you have one job. Execute it.
Winston gives to the tailback, Martin. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
He's going to look deep down the field. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. Evans is alone to his right. Third and long for Winston.
Well, he decided to air it out a little bit on that play, take a shot downfield, but the coverage was really nice, able to get a hand in and tip it away. While an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play, for the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
Fourth down, Winston. And this is incomplete. The Bucs try it on fourth down but come up empty. And the Panthers will get the football back. Carolina getting set to take the field. Following the penalty, here's Stewart. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a pickup of 19. And it'll be a Carolina first. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. Back now in Tampa. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a third and very short. Throwing is Newton. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Jonathan Stewart from 17 yards out. And the Panthers have broken our tie as they take the lead. And he knocks it through. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the deep.
And that's caught inside the 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. And this is caught at the 8. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Dante Dye with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. This fielded at the 2. And out of bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And the Panthers coming out now. Shift together here from the D-line. They'll start the drive with a run by Stewart. Legs still churning.
Like a giant pinball.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. Stop made there by Gerald McCoy.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Time running out here on the play clock. To throw is Newton. Rolling to his left. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Now a first down throw for Newton. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
They go play action with Stewart. Now Newton. This one complete to Devin Funchess. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Here's Newton. Caught on the left side by Benjamin. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It'll be a gain of 15 on the play. And that'll make it second and a foot or so. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down at the 28. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Tie game late, and the offense really has to be conscious of the clock here as it's becoming a factor late in this ball game. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. Fresh set of downs here. Yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. And now they're in the hurry up. After the run, Newton going to throw. Benjamin's got it. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Now this time he'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And Kelvin Benjamin's got it. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Newton now to throw. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. It'll be a 3-yard gain. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. Newton to throw. Forced out to his left. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be a second down. Now the Buccaneers go ahead and take another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Now it's Newton. Flushed out right. They'll give him a yard on the play, and they're going to have a third down. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. Now Newton completes it to Benjamin. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth.
Well, any thoughts about overtime have ended at this juncture. That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the fourth, but they got to feel good now. Cam looking to throw. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the 2-point attempt is turned aside. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Here's Huff to return. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And Tampa Bay now. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat.
And Winston lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they'll be inside the red zone with a ball at the 16-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. The clock cannot be stopped here. Defense can't do anything. So kneel it down, take it home.
No doubt about it. Is what you practice for in winning situations each and every.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And ready now for 2nd and 9. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. Now Newton. And my goodness, another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It give it and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender,
and they're going to go soft on the corners. One last shot now for Winston. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle.
everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. In today's game, we have a matchup of two of the top linebackers in the league and also a Super Bowl 50 rematch. It's Luke Kuechly going up against Brandon Marshall. So let's get you out to Denver for the call of our game. Here are Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Coming up, a rematch of Super Bowl 50 between the Carolina Panthers and the Denver Broncos. The kicker, Graham Gano, set to put his foot into this one. And off we go from Sports Authority Field. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
When we spent our time talking to the coaches prior to the game, they emphasized that they wanted a quick start to begin things. Most of the time you think about that on the offensive side of the ball, but in this case, it's the special teams that provide that quick start.
Now a carry, it's C.J. Anderson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
The way he roared up and made that play, that tells me that he spent a lot of time in the film room analyzing what this offense does, and he saw something that convinced him he didn't have to worry about the pass. He could just go right now and make a play. I think if you're the offensive team, you better file that away a little bit. Maybe think about some play action down the road. You might catch him deep.
Play clock down to 5, and they're going to burn a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Second down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13. Again, Anderson. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, there's no doubt the defense has to be excited after stacking up back-to-back running plays. But I still remember my old coaches saying, after you've had some success, you better be careful. They might have an answer for you. So make sure you watch your keys, play your techniques, and don't get overconfident.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. 3rd and long. It's Simeon. And he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up the first down.
First carry from Devontae Booker. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Catch here, left side, Thomas.
Well, the bad news, the Denver Broncos didn't make the playoffs, but the good news for Demaryius Thomas, he was over 1,000 yards again as a receiver.
6th straight year he's done that, but yards per catch and touchdowns down a little bit. Any of that due to the change at quarterback?
Think about it. For him now, in the last 2 seasons, he's had to get used to well, really 4 different quarterbacks throwing him the football, I think that yards per catch will go back up when he gets some consistency.
So the run moves the chain. And now with the play clock becoming an issue here, Gary Kubiak is going to signal for a timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Simeon. Screen play, Anderson. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. C.J. Anderson, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And you combine a big leg with a... There's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. They go play action here on first down. Out to his left. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. And what about this offense, Charles? Specifically, what about Jonathan Stewart?
He makes sure everything goes. Put the ball in his chest and watch him run. Can run with power inside, but has enough speed that when he gets outside, he can cause a lot of trouble.
Second down now after the incompletion. They go play action with Stewart. Now Newton. Rolling to his right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the others. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Carolina. Ted Ginn, 75 yards. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 6. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Now onto the field, here come the Panthers.
As that ball got away from him, and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
On 1st and 10, Newton. And Dixon over the middle. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Now a play fake here. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. 30. The 20. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. The play fake to Stewart. It's Newton. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Second and 10. Newton again. Eluding the pressure right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They were looking to get it to Kelvin Benjamin there. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And this is caught. It's Greg Olsen. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
I think I have to take a second here and talk about Greg Olsen, the tight end for the Carolina Panthers. 3rd straight year over 1,000 yards in receptions. And guess what? That's the first time that's ever happened in NFL history. 3 straight years by a tight end.
That's really something. Now 31 years of age. They're going to need him next year to turn it around because a very disappointing season.
Not the season anyone expected, least of all the Carolina Panthers, but he's a building block that they can go ahead and get back to form starting in 2017.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
When we did DeMarcus Ware's games in Dallas, didn't we spend most of the time talking about him rushing the passer?
We did, and how about now?
Oh, boy, he's expanded his game in a big way. Really does a great job in the run game now. Using his length, using his leverage to hold the point of attack and make plays as we just saw there.
They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Now a first carry for Jonathan Stewart. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football as we begin quarter number. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Now the Auburn alum, Artis Payne. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming...
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. And still plenty of time remaining here in this 2nd quarter. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. They'll try the air now with Newton. And he whips that one incomplete there. The tight end, Ed Dixon, was the target. And it's 3rd and short.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
They'll set up the screen for Stewart. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralized,
and he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Ted Ginn, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This one taken from the 7. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42-yard line. Great return. And Denver getting set to take the field. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
That incompletion, Charles, gives me a chance to put you on the clock real quick. NFC teams last year that did not make the playoffs that might make a push this coming year.
Well, 3 that come to mind right away that we thought were going to be in 2016. Minnesota, remember the start they got off to before that didn't work out so well for them. Arizona, we thought they were a lock to be in the playoffs. In fact, many of us called them Super Bowl contenders. And Carolina, the defending NFC champs going into last season, they didn't make it. So I think that all 3 could return to former glory. I'm going to give you one way off the pace here. You ready?
Let's go.
The Los Angeles Rams.
Ooh.
They get the young quarterback going, and that defense continues to live up to expectations. They can make a real strong push in the West.
They've got the D. You're right. They just need the O. Indeed going for it. Simeon escaping the pressure right. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people
from behind. Come on. Man, let's go, man.
The defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. On second down, they run with Stewart. And he's going to be gone down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
All right. Got something for that.
Will cause a little bit of angst for the play caller because you know they worked all week game planning and flexing the tight
let's go,
end
my
out
friend. Let's go.
and making him a matchup issue for the defense. They have what they wanted, and he drops the ball.
Yeah, just couldn't hang on to the slant. They'll run it now out of the gun. Muscles him off.
Let's go.
Fight his way forward
Let's go. Let's go.
That second down run, a big help. The 7 yards leaves him with just a 3rd and 3 now.
Well, there's an example of patience being rewarded. Ran the ball on first down and got stuffed. Most people would scream, throw the ball here in this situation. They stayed with their roots, stayed with running the football, and they got rewarded.
A gain of 8 and a first down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And yes, that is something Von Miller does very well. 13.5 sacks last year, 2nd in the league, and was right in the running for Defensive Player of the Year.
Again. And if he plays full seasons or nearly full seasons, he'll be in that running for the rest of his career. I love his ability to bend coming around the corner, and sometimes we don't talk about that enough. His ability to have the best leverage, get lower than the offensive tackle, yet still running at full speed and wrapping his way around the corner and getting to the quarterback.
7th play of this drive coming up, but
Oh my gosh,
way
that.
to go on 3rd down. 3rd and long, it's Newton. Now they go screen, it's complete. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. Back to Denver right after this. 4th down, and here's Graham Gano now in the field goal unit for the Panthers. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And Gano's kick is right through.
Oh, boy.
And they take a 17-14 lead. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
This is taken at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it,
Oh,
I
man.
don't give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened. I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
The motion man is fouling. 2nd and 10, Simeon again. Flush to his right. And
Oh, no.
connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the 2nd down incompletion. Throwing on 3rd down, Simeon. And he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They throw it across.
Come on, let's go,
his
baby.
body
Come on,
and
come on,
it's
come on, come on, come on.
intercepted.
It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. Carolina getting set to take the field.
Boy.
And fortunate to get points on the board
Boy,
last
boy,
time. They
boy.
needed a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game
Boy,
are
boy.
so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Picks.
Newton gives off to Stewart, and they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And quickly, they get to the line.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going.
Oh,
a
no.
series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
Now Stewart, and down inside the 35 he goes to the 32-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
And they're going to speed things up here. The handoff comes to Stewart. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. From here, this would have been a 48-yarder, but no, they're going to go for it.
Now, that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Oh, yeah.
And Gano's kick is right through. First half in the books. You're what? Jeez, I don't even want to let their guys get a drink of water. All right, 3rd quarter, let's get to it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And the mile high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself.
I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. Tonight's matchup features two quarterbacks who will be trying to lead their team to victory. It's Manning's Giants going up against Newton's Panthers. With that, it's time to hook up with our commentators in the booth as we turn it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the New York Giants and the Carolina Panthers. And a pretty slick return there as he's up just shy of the 45-yard line.
Well, as they say, if you drew it up, you couldn't have drawn it a whole lot better. That's exactly how you want to start the game. Excellent momentum off the opening kickoff.
The first carry now for Paul Perkins. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now Manning throwing on second down. Hits his target, the tight end, Will Tye. And he lost the football. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
Following the fumble recovery, Newton. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Olivier Vernon. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to...
Looking for the tight end, Olsen, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Janoris Jenkins. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make this a second down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
On second down, Perkins. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. And the starting crew defensively for Carolina.
Charles Johnson off the edge. A long day for any offensive tackle.
Throwing is Manning on 3rd down. He finds Beckham complete. He will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Well, that's the kickstarter right there. Eli Manning finding his guy, Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, it's a deadly combination. It's looking for Cruz, and it's intercepted. There he goes, right side. Picked up by Thomas Davis. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Bobby Rainey now to return it. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And New York set to take the field. They'll let Perkins carry to start the drive. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Luke Kuechly combines speed, intelligence, toughness, puts it all together. It makes plays like one we just saw there. He may not be a big-time blitzer, but, boy, he knows how to pursue straight ahead and make plays in the run game.
From the gun on 3rd down, Manning. It's caught, Shepard. And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Luke Kuechly in there to get him for a loss of 5. Manning to throw on second down. Over the middle to Beckham. Here's a nugget, Charles, on OBJ. This year he had 101 catches, now 288 for his first 3 years in the league. That ties him with his former LSU teammate, Jarvis Landry, for most catches for a receiver in their first 3 years in the NFL.
And just think about it this way. LSU is known as a running back factory as well. So wide receivers coming into the league and doing the damage they're doing, absolutely incredible. But I do know this. OBJ will tease his former teammate and say, don't forget, we're tied. But I missed a few games my rookie year. If I played those games, I'd be way ahead of you.
And he'll take this one down to the 36. It's a gain of 4, but they're still looking up here at a tough 3rd and 11.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, 4th down. Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt.
He's not exactly had a banner start to this game. We're still in the first quarter. He's already thrown an interception, and that should have been the second one. Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Now Stewart on first down. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton completes it to Dixon. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
The goal of every offense is to move the chains, pick up first downs. A nice job finding an open receiver for a completion.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football. On second down, here's Newton. They'll set up the screen for Stewart. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Now that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
I have to admit to a little surprise here. Admit down in distance, I would have thought they were going to throw the football. Instead, they decided to run it. But give credit to the defense. They weren't fooled at all and held them to no gain.
And how about this, a fake? And he finds his man, Griffin. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there. 57 yards. And the Panthers add on to their lead. And when they fake it, maybe they're not looking for a touchdown here. Probably just a first down. They got a little more than they bargained for.
Exactly right, because that's all you're aiming for. Pick up the first down, get your offense back on the field. Instead, the offense doesn't have to worry about it because they got 6 on that play.
Rainey to return it. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Now Manning hits his target, the tight end, Will Tye. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Quick pass play there on the slant, Charles. Works out well for the offense.
The offense loves it. The defender hates it. Hard to get through the body of the receiver to get to the football trying to cover a slant.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. They get 25 yards out of that one. And it'll give the Giants a first down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field. How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? Three-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Give it to Perkins. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it third down at 6.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And this is incomplete. The Giants go on 4th but come up empty. And the Panthers will get the football back. Carolina getting set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves them with third down and just a yard to go. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
A pickup of 5 that time and a first down.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
All right, different topic here. 2018, the Super Bowl, traveling north, far north to Minneapolis. Early predictions for that one. Who you got?
Well, you know, everyone's still waiting in the NFL for a home team to play in its home stadium, right? So could the Vikings be that team? I'll start in the NFC, and I'm going to say no. I think Seattle. Starting to get near that maybe last run with their defense. But Earl Thomas returns. I like Seattle coming out of the NFC. How about you?
Well, I'm actually going to take a Dallas Cowboys NFC title run. I think that they came so close this year, probably most talented going into next year.
I like that one. Well, in the AFC, I'm going to go with a team that if they improve their defense and their quarterback stays healthy, they could be that team, the Oakland Raiders.
Okay, I'm going dark horse. Cleveland Browns. Let's go.
Hey, from worst to first.
Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. Brown, the lone receiver, left. They are going to go for it. It's Newton. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. Give him 6 on the play. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. On 1st and 10, here's Manning. Looking for someone to throw to. His throw caught right around the 6. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Will tie from 19 yards away. And the Giants able to get this back within a touchdown. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. On the return, it's Ted Ginn Jr. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So the offense readies for a 2nd and 4. They come out here in the I. Here's Newton now on 2nd down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
This is Stewart fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Here's the option going right. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Throwing on 1st down is Manning. And almost intercepted. It would have been his 2nd pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. Boy, they're down only 1 score. Still first half. But they're going to line up for the onside kick. And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. We have hit halftime.
Jeez, don't you at least want your guys to get a drink of water? Probably pretty thirsty.
Whatever, your wish, our command. 3rd quarter now. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the 3rd quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook.
And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Olivier Vernon able to disrupt yet another pass play. His 3rd sack of the afternoon. To throw on 2nd down is Newton. And his throw is incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there and then someone sneaks a hand or 2 in and bats it away.
And the defense definitely showing blitz here. 3rd and long. It's Newton. And this is caught. It's Greg Olsen. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Let's look ahead for a quick minute. We don't have the schedules yet for next year, but what we do have are the 5 international games that will be played, 4 in London and then 1 again in Mexico, Jacksonville, Baltimore, Miami, New Orleans, Cleveland, Minnesota, Rams, and Arizona. Those in London, and then Mexico's going to get a great game. The Raiders in New England.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And just think about the ones in London. Remember, they're splitting them between the 2 different stadiums in London, so they get a different flavor in all these places. In Mexico, for the 2nd straight year, the Raiders are coming to town. That should be a whole lot of fun.
Should be a ton of fun and a very good matchup. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. So he makes the grab and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line, giving them time to complete that 1st down pass.
On 1st down, it's Newton. Being chased out left. And Olsen over the middle. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a 1st down.
Second and 10, Newton again. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Jason Pierre-Paul in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. Does the big boy have the juice? He's at the 40. 20. 10. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their 1st possession of the 2nd half. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than...
And he finds Shepard. Touchdown, Giants. Sterling Shepard there to make the grab. And the Giants have taken the lead. An out route there for the score. A quick out route there for the score.
Yeah, you're not really surveying the defense on this one. You're just counting on timing, making this play happen. 1-2, ball's out of his hands. Knows where he's going, just puts it to the outside. Touchdown.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. So you can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they...
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
If you love pressure,
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Give them 12 yards on that one. It earns them a fresh set of downs. So an excellent throw and an excellent catch there.
Zone coverage, which means you just have to find the open areas in between defenders. That's exactly what happened on that play.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Manning to throw on 2nd down. That's complete right around the 8. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Beckham from 19 yards away. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. They go play action here on first down. And the tight end Olsen, right side. Greg Olsen, nobody ahead of him. Touchdown, Carolina. Greg Olsen, 57 yards. And the Panthers are able to get this back within a touchdown. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call. But he got it and took it all the way home. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Rainey to return it. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 at the 24. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Now Manning surveying the field. And here the hook-up good to Victor Cruz. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football.
And this is caught, and he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Victor Cruz, 56 yards, and the Giants add on to their lead. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Carolina getting set to take the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone. It appears that the pressure is affecting him today. Normally, he knows exactly when to get rid of the football, but today, because he's been hit a few times, he's getting rid of it a little bit too quickly.
Throwing on third down, Newton. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Wake up. Come on, man. 180.
Here's the option going right. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. And now they're in the hurry-up. Here's Newton now on 2nd down. And they've got the hookup. This is Olsen. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards. So tough to cover a big tight end like that.
It changes the chalk, as one of my coaches like to say, meaning the normal things don't apply. All right, used to say, okay, there's a tight end going out. We're either going to put a big linebacker on him or maybe a safety and call it a day. Now, because of the strength of that position and the sheer number of catches that they make as well as their dexterity, sometimes you have to put a cornerback on him because he might be the
touchdown, Carolina. Greg Olsen, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Panthers have got it back to a 1-score game.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in the touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Flushed out right. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he eventually goes down, but not before reaching the 30-yard line. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
And quickly they get to the line. And the Giants' all-time leader in passing yards and completions and touchdowns, just another connection.
No doubt about it. That's the Eli Manning we know, pushing the ball downfield and with proficiency.
The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
This will be caught just inside the 10. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And they're going to speed things up here.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the 1st down.
Manning, and he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Sterling Shepard with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
It's complete right side to Benjamin. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter.
Come on now. Set. 180. Do something. Great.
And the D looking like they may blitz. From the 50, Newton. Eluding the pressure right. And an alley to run. And he's brought down. The 15 yards there on the scramble and a first down. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass, and completing it.
Do something.
From the red zone now, Newton. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. So the call stands as is. Not only is that the case, now you're out of challenges too.
Which means that if anything goes haywire and you look out and you want to get it corrected, you cannot unless it's within 2 minutes.
Come on now.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Cam Newton scoring on the keeper from 6 yards out. And the Panthers are able to get this back within a touchdown. It's complete. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead a little bit further. So just under 2 minutes to play, and this would figure to pretty much be your ball game right here. And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. And they just about had to get that recovery to have any chance. They only have one timeout. You look at the clock, and let's do the math here, Charles. This one's pretty much over.
Yeah, we do have a chart here, don't we, that tells us about the timeouts.
You do. I'm not as smart as you.
And in looking at it, you're exactly right. Chart's not going to help them here at all. They're pretty much done at this stage. They had to have that recovery. Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
Manning going to throw here. It's his target, the tight end, Will Tye. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Simple slant route, and part of a really nice hard throw by the quarterback.
Nice timing between the quarterback and the receiver. They were perfectly in sync, and he put it right on him on the inside route.
It's caught. Shepard. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
And that's understanding where the markers are, because it's not just running to them. Because on the catch, you could actually be pushed back before the first down. It's getting past it and allowing that opportunity to drift back towards the first down line and still having picked it up. Really well run.
Credit the tackle to Kurt Coleman.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game. Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
He was looking for Odell Beckham that time. That'll bring up second down. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. This will be caught at about the 6. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. 6 plays got him down here. This is play number 7, 3rd and goal. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Manning to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Luke Kuechly getting him once again. His 3rd sack of the afternoon. And his kick is right there. It's good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3.